Okay, this is the 17th tape in Practicing Computer Shorthand, and it covers study frames 248 through 262. And this will get us most of the rest of the way through the high frequency phrase drills, so hang in there. Okay, frame 248 is shall when it comes first in the phrase. Shall I? Shall you? Shall he? Shall she? Shall it? Shall we? Shall they? Shall this? Shall that? Shall there? Shall those? Shall these? Shall a? Shall an? Shall the? Frame 249, shall when it comes second in the phrase. Excuse me. I shall. You shall. He shall. She shall. It shall. We shall. They shall. This shall. That shall. There shall. These shall. Those shall. Which shall. Okay, frame 250 is shall not, and I tend to write the pronoun first and use SHAN for shall not. But again, that's personal preference. Okay. I shall not. You shall not. He shall not. She shall not. It shall not. We shall not. They shall not. This shall not. That shall not. There shall not. These shall not. Those shall not. Which shall not. Okay, frame 251 is should when it comes first in the phrase. Should I? Should you? Should he? Should she? should it, should we, should they, should this, should that, should there, should these, should those, should a, should an, should the. Okay, frame 252 is should when it comes second in the phrase. I should, you should, he should, she should, it should, we should, they should, this should, that should, there should, these should, those should, which should. Okay, frame 253 is should not, I should not, you should not, he should not, she should not, it should not, we should not, they should not, this should not, that should not, there should not, these should not, those should not, excuse me, which should not. Okay, frame 254 is shouldn't when it comes first in the phrase. Shouldn't I? Shouldn't you? Shouldn't he? Shouldn't she? Shouldn't it? Shouldn't we? Shouldn't they? Shouldn't this? Shouldn't that? Shouldn't there? Shouldn't these? Shouldn't those? Shouldn't a? Shouldn't an? Shouldn't the? Okay, frame 255 says shouldn't when it comes second in the phrase. I shouldn't. You shouldn't. He shouldn't. She shouldn't. It shouldn't. We shouldn't. They shouldn't. This shouldn't. That shouldn't. There shouldn't. These shouldn't. Those shouldn't. Which shouldn't. Okay, frame 256 is will when it comes first in the phrase. Will I? Will you? Will he? Will she? Will it? Will we? Will they? Will this? Will that? Will there? Will these? Will those? Will a? Will an? Will the? Okay, frame 257 is will when it comes second in the phrase. I will. You will. He will. She will. It will. They will. This will. That will. There will. These will. Those will. Which will. Okay, frame 258, I will not. And this one I tend to attach the pronoun and will and then hang on the not. As you probably notice when you do these phrase drills, sometimes you might have different ways that you prefer to deal with the negative with the not. So just to note that. Okay. I will not. You will not. He will not. She will not. It will not. They will not. This will not. That will not. There will not. These will not. Those will not. Which will not. Okay, frame 259, the apostrophe LL contraction, and again I do contractions just by repeating the last stroke that I did with my right hand. So I would write Y-O-U-L and then clip on another L. That's my preferred method for doing contractions, but again there are other ways to do that. Okay. I'll, you'll, he'll, she'll, it'd, will, they'll, there'll. Okay, frame 260 is won't when it comes first in the phrase. Won't I, won't you, won't he, won't she, won't it, won't we, won't they, won't this, won't that, won't there, won't these, won't those, won't a, won't an, won't the. Okay, frame 261 is won't when it comes second in the phrase. I won't, you won't, he won't, she won't, it won't, we won't, they won't, this won't, that won't, there won't, these won't, those won't, which won't. Okay, frame 262 is the final frame for this dictation tape, and it's would when it comes first in the phrase. Would I, would you, would he, would she, would it, would we, would they, would this, would that, would there, would these, would those, would a, would an, would the. Okay, and that completes number 17 tape in practicing computer shorthand. And practice hard and keep those fingers flying.